wasn't. No, I'm just playing. I was just laying down. I'm always up late. I'm a night owl.
Damn. This nigga pulled a surprise guest. Popped up in my ear. He didn't even say nothing.
Hey,
I was like, nigga, what you doing?
he been wondering what I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what is
like,
you over there
what?
doing?
He's like, what are you concocting over here?
Yeah, he talking about I'm getting a password ready or something. Like, nigga.
Sorry, because I feel like my voice is kind of hoarse right now, too. So,
Mine too.
Nah, you good, man. This is gonna work for us.
what we
Oh,
talking
he
about
gonna
today?
drop one, man. Yeah, he dropping it right now. I wasn't even ready for it, but you know, I stay ready. I'm glad, man, because you put on something nice. I wanted to make the song cry, so I don't cry. Check this out, man. I'm just tell y'all a little about my history. I like the way they singing in the back. La 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 la. Okay, here we go. Priest D on the mic. Nappy head nigga growing up in the V. Ain't had nothing but a white tee. Pants sagging, doodle up in my drawers. Couldn't wash them, man, I'm sorry, just pause. Think about it, man, what you know. Priest D ain't had no dough. I just came up from V. I just came up being me. I was raised by the pimps and the hustlers, B. Man, that beat was too slow, man. Right when I was getting into it, man.
No, you're comedy, bro. That's just all there is to it.
That's it,
I'm
man.
bad. I couldn't hear the beat. I just heard Brandon.
Man,
Hey, you didn't miss nothing.
Hey, nah, man.
Nothing.
Man, I wanted to let the song cry, man. Right when I started getting into the verse, man, you stopped
I
it.
think
I stopped it at the right time.
Nah.
Take it from the person that was listening on the other end. She know I stopped it at the right time.
Nah. All right, well, let's get
It was
into
good,
this,
though.
man. It's good, man. You know,
Yeah.
he wanted to stop. He wanted to see that Richmond, because I was gonna talk about it all.
Oh,
I mean, I know
Lord.
something you can relate to
I'm
coming from
sorry.
Richmond.
Yeah, I can.
But let's get this podcast started, man. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy. I've been sick all day, but it's your boy, Priest Daddy, riding in the caddy, long leg daddy. Sorry, ladies, keep y'all waiting. Go ahead,
No,
say
you
what's
did
up to daddy.
not.
Hey,
You
what's
got
up,
sound
ladies?
effects?
Calm down, calm down, calm
Is
down,
that the
calm
crowd?
down. Mr. PWT is in the building.
Oh my God.
I'm going to pass the mic.
Bruh, we need Tiff here. Always. This is Dr. IJ with y'all today. And as you can tell, Tiff is out of town, booked and busy. So we got a special guest on the mic with us, sitting in. Aries, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Aries. I am the host of the Scratching and Surviving podcast, based in Dallas, Texas, by way of Richmond, California.
So you know it's gonna be some ghetto stuff talked about tonight.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, but I am a professional. I don't know what you're talking
She's
about.
not ghetto, but you know she just come from a part that y'all don't want to mess with.
Listen, it's a
Hey.
city of pride and purpose.
Hey, I asked her to marry me yesterday.
What she say?
She said no.
Why you say no?
Actually, that's not how that went down, but
How it go down? Now
he
hold on,
was
this new
excited.
news to
What
me.
had happened
It was
was
a full.
he was excited because I'm resourceful, and you know we're in this podcast space, so we help each other with different things. And I had hit him up, right? Can I tell the whole part?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
Yeah,
get into
go
this.
ahead. Yeah.
Go
I had
ahead.
hit him up because I had an audio question, and I was like, "Hey, give me a call." This is probably about 11:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah, about 11.
When you get a chance, give me a call. I got an audio question. And so I was chilling. I was talking to my homegirl, and we started talking about some podcast stuff that was going down. And when I thought about the podcast, I was like, hold on. Let me check my phone right quick because it was probably like 4 o'clock.
It's like 4 hours later.
Like
yeah.
it's like I was like, this fool did not hit me back. Like I know he didn't just leave me on red. You know what I'm saying? Like I be getting personally offended by stuff like that. So I was like, So I said, he from Vallejo. I'm from Richmond. I have to speak in our language so he can understand what I need. And he gonna know exactly what I mean when I do what I do, right? So I hit him back and I said, found the answer. That's all I said. And he called me within 30 seconds.
Immediately.
By the time the text hit my phone, I was like, what's up? You good?
I was like, oh. I said, why I had to pull the black woman move to get you to call me back, though? I said, I know you didn't just leave me like that. Had me sitting there for hours.
Daniel was like, what nigga helped you out?
Because that's how men are. I said, I'm going to have to pull the woman card on him.
Once they found out that you don't need him.
They're like, oh, another dude that might have helped her out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't need you anymore. Thanks. Got the answer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I had to, But then she laced me up with some games, some resources. So I was just like, look, man, let's just cut it out. You know what I mean?
You ever want to get married again?
It's like, when you ready.
When you ready,
just let me know.
I'm like, you're just excited right now.
I told her, I said, you could. I said, I'll give you half.
No, you said if I get hit by a bus, you can get half. I was like, boy, you're excited. You know how many times I've been proposed to?
For real? Hold on. Let's get into that. How many times you been proposed to?
For real, or these like wait. That was a fake because that was a fake proposal. Like I've had a whole bunch of those.
No, that was a real proposal.
That was a real
proposal.
I'm sorry.
That was a real. Hey, do I need to go to Zales? I'll go to Zales tomorrow.
You gotta go to Jared. You better go to Jared.
Jared.
Y'all don't even know.
Somebody listening like
y'all are crazy. He went to Jared's. Y'all never saw the commercials? He went to Jared's. That's like the little commercial. That was whatever y'all had.
Dr. IJ might go to Walmart. Keep playing. Get you one.
Hey, I heard Costco got dope rings.
I got sensitive skin. I can't have that kind of stuff.
Costco do got good jewelry.
I seen a show, Costco on point with their jewelry. Get you a Kirkland ring.
Just give me a rubber.
Get you a nice ring
and I'll take a rubber.
And a salmon fillet at the same time.
I'll take a rubber ring. I don't need no real ring like that no more.
Hey, let's get in this wrap up real quick. Yeah, I know you heard what's going on down south since you down there. Alabama.
Ain't that the Beyonce song?
You heard what's going
on? The people they voted down the abortion.
Yeah, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 dudes voted on the women not being able to get an abortion in Alabama. How you feel about that? How you feel?
I don't appreciate the fact that was even allowed to take place. Nobody said, you know what? We're missing something in this decision-making process. Like, nobody.
Yeah, like we don't have no women.
I don't know.
My whole thing is, why would dudes agree to that, though?
Because they don't have vaginas or uteruses.
But I'm just saying, though, it seemed like you would want to be able to have that freedom to be like, yo, you got.
But look at the dudes who's doing the voting. These aren't like. The people who are
white dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, but we been saw this coming, right? Because that was the whole thing behind the last confirmation of the last Supreme Court justice, was just the idea that he was basically saying that if he gets elected or gets confirmed, that the Supreme Court may now be willing to take a look at Roe versus Wade and possibly roll back them abortion laws anyway. So what happened in Alabama is just kind of a precursor to what is getting ready to hit the Supreme Court and may try to like.
It's gonna pass.
Exactly. And that was the whole thing. It was like if the balance of power is tipped in the Supreme Court, now as long as people vote along partisan lines, it's gonna get overturned.
I will not say I'm an expert on politics, though that was my major in college. Undergrad, political science. But here's what I will say about politics in general. Politics is all about strategy. Every move is made strategically. That's why you have these alliances and, the lobbyists are doing this and people are building these relationships and I do this for you, you do this for me. All this whole presidency, I'm just waiting to see what all of this is setting us up for, because he's putting things in place and it's working.
Yeah,
it's like
he's putting things
right
in
now.
place that's going to impact our country well beyond, like, even if he don't get another 4 years, like things like this is going to impact our country for the next
Court
10, 15 years.
Appointments,
Yeah.
those
The
are
Supreme Court,
that's lifetime.
Hey, so you think they doing this to set it up, knowing it's not gonna pass, but just show the direction that they going into?
No, they want it to pass. I mean, everything is with the idea that this is going to work. But if it doesn't, we got these other plans that's why this is like a chess game. This is not, all those people, like you just said, these people he's appointed are for reasons.
Yeah, you got to think
backup plan.
Supreme Court appointments, that's lifetime.
Yep.
The only way you lose your Supreme Court appointment is if you die.
Yep.
Or you quit.
Which is
otherwise
crazy.
You got a job for life. So when you think about the balance of power right now, to be able to take these abortion laws, it's only 2 women on the Supreme Court, and both are liberal.
Yeah.
So you had 25 men voting against against abortion laws in Alabama, but in a couple of years you might have 5 men doing the same thing, but at the highest judicial level, which means that once they make a decision,
everybody,
like that's it, that's final. It can't go no further than that. So
it's beyond
the idea behind men making decisions for women, I feel for them right now.
Yeah,
take all the judicial system and courts and government out of it. What's your vote? You too, after you get done talking. What's your vote?
Hey, I'm going to let a woman do what she need to do.
All right, we're going to jump to her and come back to you. Sound like you're going to piggyback off what she said.
I ain't going to piggyback.
No, you answer first. What's your vote?
Bro, I ain't going to piggyback on it.
Okay, what's your vote?
Look, I keep it 100.
Yeah.
I done got a few women pregnant to where I was like, we need to take a trip. Yeah. Cause I don't want to have a kid
by you.
Wait a minute. Yeah. We gotta back up a second.
You're not. I was with it. I'm like, okay.
Wait a second.
I can't be real.
No, I appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate your honesty. But let's just be real. The real problem here is
him going raw.
Beyond that. That's first of all. Okay, right? So we're talking about people who are responsible adults just being reckless out here just getting abortions left and right. No, that's not how this is supposed to go down. Now, they're talking about, I don't care if she gets raped. Like,
the incest.
They're basically
Rape,
saying
incest,
women, remember back in the day.
By all means, like if you're pregnant, you're pregnant.
Remember back in the day, women would go and literally have hangers put up there to kill the baby because they weren't able to get it done the legal way. So what you're gonna do is
ain't it like you drink castor oil too or something?
Yeah,
like
all
that?
kind of these.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it made my tingle.
Oh my god,
it made my balls
oh
tingle.
My god.
I ain't gonna lie.
When she said a hanger,
I promise, like
I was just like, I can't imagine a hanger scraping up all my inside.
Hey, tingle.
I'm just saying, but that's what people are doing. So now what you're saying,
got the flutters.
This is going to affect people who have lack of medical care, right? you don't have no way to. I mean, you're basically
You don't have no way to go to California. You don't have
you
no
have
way to
no
go to a different
resources.
state. You
Yes.
just stuck. Yeah, where you
Yeah,
at.
because that's what's gonna happen is you either gonna try to take matters into your own hands, or you gonna hit the road and try to go to another state and get it done. And in both
And
situations,
if you don't have the funds,
like
you can't go nowhere.
right.
But do you think they're looking at this on the positive end, like it will open up more adoption? The people that can't have kids can have kids.
Nah, bruh. And
No.
and we don't need no more black babies being adopted by white families.
Wow.
Oh shoot!
He went directly there, like no other race. Like
He went straight. There was no buffer.
Just straight
there was
up.
No,
Like, I'm putting my
dance
stamp
around
on this
topic
subject.
A little bit. Hey guys, how do
you
y'all feel
how you-
about mixed race adoption?
Hey, look,
There was nothing.
all I said was adoption of no black babies going to these white people with nappy
I
hairs.
mean,
Whoa, he's got like Kanye
For
West
real.
for a second though.
I mean,
He's
let's
like,
just keep it real though.
George Bush is not like black
This
people.
law
Don't
is
care
going
about
to
black
disproportionately affect black people. They in the South, like black,
all of the laws disproportionately affect
all
black
of them.
people.
So now
Ohio, did you know that Ohio already had this
Nah.
ban?
So it's ain't nothing new for them.
So they're not a southern
no,
state.
they Midwest. They close enough.
So I'm just
They
saying,
like the left booty cheek
this
and one
ain't
is the
the
right booty
first
cheek.
one.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Exactly.
I heard Ohio.
Oh my
hood.
god.
Ain't nothing but a river that separate the two.
So
But-
what?
So you don't want
Hold on.
white
Before
parents
No,
hold on.
it's not.
black
Before we
babies.
go there, because y'all jump. What's your take on it? Like you think like how would you vote for this?
I'm always, and I have a little bit of the spiritual
Mhm.
part of it, right? Where you kind of feel like, well, is it a life? There's that whole determination and all that. But ultimately, I feel like the woman is the one who is responsible, and it's her body. What goes on with it and to it is her business.
Hello.
That's just my opinion.
Mm.
So I don't, I've never personally, I mean, I wouldn't, trying to put my business straight, but I've never personally had an abortion. So, but I can try to put myself in a woman's shoes that may have to make a decision like that. Like, if I had a 13, 14-year-old daughter and she popped up and told me she was pregnant, I'm not gonna, I mean, this would probably make people feel away, but like,
You gonna
I
you
ain't
gonna
really
hit
trying
that
to have
eject
that.
button?
Let's take that trip.
I can't say what I wouldn't do in a situation like that.
Man, I feel you.
So,
I'm 100%. I 100%.
I don't try to judge.
I don't
folks.
judge people when it comes to that, but I agree with what you said. I agree that it should be a woman's right, but this what gets me like if like say I got a chick pregnant and I want to have a baby. Now the choice is in your hand to kill my baby that I may want to have.
Nah, bro.
Nigga.
Because
Why not?
90% of the time,
Dude,
even if you want to have a baby, over the 18 years of that baby's life, it's the mother that's gonna pick up.
But what if I'm like sign your rights
Come
over
on,
to me?
somebody.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just saying though, like it's dudes out there.
Ain't no
Look.
woman in her right mind gonna do that. First
I
of all,
say go ahead.
Man, I'm raising two of my nephews.
when you see the moms, well, here's what I was gonna say. A lot of times, here's the judgment that comes with that, right? A lot of moms, if you see a kid that's in their custody of their dads, you're like, what's wrong with that mother?
Yeah.
You automatically like, something wrong with her.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
Like,
all my partners I
judging,
kick it
which
with,
is just crazy.
like grew up with, all of them had their dads and not their moms. Single parent households.
And that is interesting because I got a group of 14 boys right now. 8 of them is being raised by a single parent, and all of them is mothers. So that's definitely an aberration.
You said out of 14, 8 of them are single. Oh, and the other
Yeah.
one got both parents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Man,
That's
yeah,
sad.
that is sad.
Because I don't call myself a single mom.
What do you call yourself?
I mean, I'm
Single.
not married, so I'm single,
And you a
Yeah.
right?
mom.
And I'm a mom, okay, but I don't put them together really because I feel like it's kind of cheating because their dad is in their life and we co-parent, so I don't feel like I'm just out here by myself with nobody, no help. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I feel like it's kind of like I'm not really in that struggle.
Hey, but what y'all got is I mean, you know, I know her husband, and I know him before they had kids and everything.
Okay.
Just for the people
First of
that,
all, y'all are
yeah, just
like
for the people that's listening.
romancing.
Okay.
But
Okay.
They have a serious
oh yeah,
romance.
me and her husband. But
Nah, excuse me.
oh,
Correct yourself.
Hey, I was waiting for her to say something. She like,
hey, you
check
looking
this
at
out.
me, and Doc
Correct
looking at me
yourself.
like, hey, this my new wife. I don't know about your
I'm
boy.
like, all right, first of all,
he like, I don't know
look,
your boy.
got love for
Hey,
him. Don't get it
look,
twisted,
nah, that's my
but
dog.
we've been
Hey,
divorced for 6
nah, I'm
years.
saying, hey, I'm saying your husband,
Right.
and he looking at me like, yo, you know that's gonna be my new wife, and you talking about you.
Lord.
hey, but
But what was I saying? Oh, our
yeah,
co-parenting
I
life.
mean, how do you feel about your co-parenting right now?
I love our
I think
situation.
it's a dope situation too. What is it like 3-4, 3-4, something like that?
I don't know what
Like
that
3 days
means.
on you, like you know what I'm saying. Y'all got a good rotation.
Oh, okay. So how our rotation is now, I have them. Okay, so I pick them up from school Mondays, right
Mm.
after school. When they leave the house on Friday morning, we live right across the street from the school, so when they leave the house on Friday morning, I don't see them until I pick them up again on Monday. So they're with him Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. He drops them off Monday morning when he goes to work, and then I pick them up. Like I only see him at games and stuff.
Oh, that's
Like I don't
Oh,
is it because he moved? 'Cause
really have to see
when
him.
he was closer, y'all had a different thing, right?
Yeah, when he was closer, we would do like he had them Tuesday, Thursday. I had them Monday,
Oh,
so
okay,
Wednesday,
okay,
y'all
and then
like
we alternated
y'all
weekends.
barely even crossing paths with each other, huh?
But that happened originally when we first broke up. We had a very strict schedule because of consistency and routine that we wanted to create for the kids.
Right.
Because like LJ was struggling really hard when he first left the house because he was like 4, just turning 4. Marvin was just turning 2. So LJ was the only one that like remembered that he used to live at the house. So like every time he would come pick him up from me, LJ would be like screaming bloody murder. Mom, you know, my mom like all crying, making it all dramatic. I'm all emotional a little bit, you
yeah.
know. LaRon's feeling all like, uh, this your fault. That's why he liked it, you know, and stuff like that. So we were kind of bitter, you know, in the beginning, but it was like, dang, this is not working. Because the same thing would happen when he would drop him off to
Right.
me. It don't matter. Whoever was dropping him off, he wanted the other parent.
Yeah.
Um, and so we just came up with, you know, if you pick him up from school,
Oh, they not picking him up from
it's
the
not
house.
like you're leaving the other parent.
Yeah, it's like you just
You
getting
know, it's
picked
like
up.
you're just picking me up from school. Yeah. And you kind of forget a little bit. So that started happening. We just stuck with it,
Man,
like
I just think it's dope.
religiously.
I just think it's dope how like, cause how y'all doing it. I don't see a lot of like parents coming together and making it happen for the kids. It's usually like trick you, nigga, like you know what I'm saying,
Right,
and that
right.
just stick with the whole joint, and the kids just feel that.
We've been through
But
it
that's what
though.
I'm,
It ain't like it started off, and you know, it ain't like it's been easy the whole time. But it does take an effort on the parents' part to be like, okay, our thing didn't work, but what's more important to us, which is the kids, obviously, and we got to sacrifice our personal feelings and just do what we felt was best.
man, that's hard. You
That's
did it.
it takes some. It does. Oh
You
God, and let me tell you
you did it,
something.
Will
I
Smith
got a
style.
mouth. Okay, I'm from Richmond, so let's not get it twisted. I have a mouth on me, and I had to suck that up a lot in the beginning because it was helping ignite the conflict. You know, when you first break up, y'all be kind of like
Right.
every little thing is just like irritating, you know. And y'all talking to each other a little sideways, and side texting, kind of like, well, you need to, talking crazy and stuff. So for me to just be like, don't do what you want to do, because I wanted to like
Hey,
clap back every time.
I done told her a couple times, man. She make me feel like she could just emasculate a nigga and walk away, like just step over you and not even care and be like, that's what you deserve. Like, nigga, just
Oh my God,
pick me up,
that used
please.
to be really bad. I've been delivered. I've been delivered. It took some years though, y'all. Like when you've been raised a certain way, and
Where you think that comes
you
from?
just
I know you said
my
raised a
family.
certain way. Is it like teaching?
I have a matriarchy.
But I'm saying, is it teaching like women to be too independent?
All the women in my family run it. They run that family. Like my uncles are the muscle. Don't get it twisted. They not no punks, and they wasn't like we were scared of them. You know what I'm saying? But like they let the sister. They sat in the back and let the sisters run everything. They had the mouthpiece. They checking fools left and right on the streets. Like everybody respected the family. And if we needed you, we'll call you. But 9 times out of 10, we don't need you because we didn't talk so much trash. Negroes don't want to deal with. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I grew up.
That's how I died. Be trying to make it seem like my household is ran.
What?
Besides the talking smack, you be trying to make it seem like I'm just there and everything goes on around me.
Bruh.
That's it ain't
Why
you say that?
It ain't that you just there. It's just that you sign on to decisions, but you ain't initiating decisions all the time.
Does he need to?
That's what I'm.
No, he don't. He don't. I mean, he got a good partnership where she can initiate. No, I know he initiates the. Like, I'm not trying to make it seem like it's 100% in one direction, but it might be 60-40, 70-30.
Because Tiff is efficient. He has a wife that got this thing down packed. She's detail oriented. She's like the star in this. You know what I mean? So that's a strong man right there. He knows what he's doing. He's leveraging his assets.
There you go.
Yeah, it's that.
Speak on it. That's a good way to put it.
He's very easy going.
I got you.
I appreciate that. He try to tear a nigga down.
I ain't trying to. But I've said this to you before. Like we got a lot of things in common, but definitely the way we see or the way we think about a household being run, we run our households very differently.
Which is kind of funny because, Dr. IJ, as much as he be trying to act like he would, like, oh, she's this, and that. But you just said you would think I would emasculate somebody, right? Like,
for sure.
It's so funny because dudes would be like, I want a woman who's, kind of gentle and caring and all that. But they love when I be talking crazy to them.
Oh, like I ain't never said that. I ain't never said that. But see, I think I've told you this. Like, I think I go toe to toe with you. Like, I think it
probably would.
I would. You know what I mean? I would love to go toe to toe with you. And then when you lay me down low as a rug, I just do a push up and get back up. Just do a burpee real quick.
Oh my God!
Pop back up on that good.
Right, it come right back at you. But for me, the attraction of it is just knowing that you handle shit. Like, I ain't gotta work. Like, I can go do my thing and not have to worry about picking up the pieces for you. Like, I'm gonna come home and you're gonna be like, hey, I got an opportunity for you over here because I know what you do better than what you do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the dope part about it.
I'm a built-in cheerleader though. I'm always like, if I know, which is actually kind of like, that's like my little superpower when it comes to like networking and stuff. Like, I know what you do. As soon as I hear somebody or something comes up that associates with that, I'm like, that I know somebody who'll be good for that, and I'm referring people and doing stuff. So that actually has helped me in my career, to be honest with you.
Hey, look, so you've been divorced what, 6 years? You said 6
years. Good.
Damn, time fly by.
I know. You know that. Wait, let's back up, Brandon. So we used to work together. He used to call me Auntie. Like I'm hecka old.
Man.
Wow.
Nah, dog. Cause
Wow.
hey, you know,
She
hey,
only like 2 years
I'm
older.
gonna tell you something. Hey, she was the baddest thing at work, right? But I just
Right.
had so much respect for her, like the way she carried herself. It was like she carried herself above all the other chicks at work.
Cause I couldn't deal with y'all Negroes. You know, you got to check these
why it was
Negroes
like,
at work.
man,
They will violate the line
That's
on
auntie
you.
right there. She come in a business suit. I'm in sweats and a t-shirt. I'm dressed how I am right now. She in a
Right.
business suit. We got the same job. I'm like, damn. Like
I'm professional. You can't
come
be out here
come
slacking.
prepared.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah. I used to be like the cool chick at work because all the guys would be telling me everything. Like the girls didn't really realize that I knew everything, like all the business. You know, the guys was telling me about what happened this weekend, and like as far as like coworkers and stuff. You know, the inner
Oh, yeah.
office. We had some good inner office
Yeah,
like
yeah.
gossip.
Hey, we had an HBC corner.
We
HBCU. It'd be like 8 or 9 of us just chilling around in a
Talking
certain area,
smack,
chopping
like
it
we
up.
knew all the people who inside the office was messing with each other and doing stuff, you know, like all that. So I was just kind of
That's how
like
it
the
be,
little
too.
confidant person. I was just sitting there like, what? That's crazy.
Hey, but like I said, you've been divorced for 6
6
years.
years.
How is it being in a single life? You single?
I am not married,
Okay. All right, we can leave it
but
at that.
I am dating someone right now.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
tell
nice.
me about this dude. Like, I'm just curious.
It's
Like,
new.
I ain't gonna get into, but I'm just saying, like, what kind of? I'm curious to see what type of dude you got now versus what you had.
I mean, I ain't trying to put his
Like,
business
what? Like,
in
what?
the
Like,
street. You know
nah,
what
I
I'm
ain't.
saying?
I ain't talking about. I don't need no details, but like, what kind of work does he do?
He's a professional.
Wow. He's
Here's
a
what I'll
professional.
say. He's a senior level executive.
Ooh,
Okay. Okay.
upgrade.
Hey,
You know what?
hello.
Stop.
Wait, hold on. Hey, now you know I was on Venture X website
Were
the other
you?
day.
Hey, do you got?
Yeah, you know they senior level executive is
A
black.
brother, Jonathan, yes.
A brother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm putting 3 and 3 together.
No.
Hold on. Look. Is his hair like mine, or is it Puerto Rican hair?
Hair like you. He don't have any hair.
Oh, hey, the brother was bald on the website.
No, he wasn't. Be quiet. That was not. Hush. I actually like square guys. They probably wouldn't like to be called square, but I think they really, really be knowing that they're kind of square. But
Would you consider me and Doc squares?
I was gonna say, she from
No.
Richmond.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
My square is
that's what I want to know.
different. Yes.
Her scale is
That's
skewed.
what I want to know. Her.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Or,
because they're not really
we squares?
square. They're square to the public eye, but they're not really square behind the scenes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
where would you put us at?
Y'all not
On
square. I mean, you guys are.
From the nigga, from the roughneck to the square, where are we at on the scale?
You're not a roughneck.
Nah, I know where we
You
at.
guys are at
1 to
Let
10.
me think of a.
10 being a thug nigga.
10 being
Y'all
a
are like
roughneck
Theo
and
Huxtable.
1 being a square. Oh, Jesus. Kill me now. Theo Huxtable. Really?
Hey, that's like a 3. That's like a 2.
I'm going to say 2.
Is that a 2?
Like a 2.
At least say I'm
Let's do
cockroach.
okay.
Hey,
hold
we
on.
gotta
Let's
be
do
cockroach.
it in
We
people.
must
Let's
step
give me scales
Urkel.
by names of like TV characters. So let's go. Steve Urkel. Who's the other end of that?
Stefan.
No, who's the other end
Stefan
of the
Arquette.
scale?
Hey, no, the other end of the scale got to be like the game.
That's like a reality show. Okay.
Or Lil Wayne or
Something like that.
one of them. No, the one
Kodak
in the
Black?
scale got to be like
Kodak Black.
I don't even know.
yeah, or like Lil Boosie or somebody
All right,
like
Gucci
Lil
that.
Mane.
Boosie.
Okay. So Gucci Mane is
Okay,
on one
Gucci.
side.
Gucci, yeah.
Steve Urkel's on the other.
Other side.
I
Yeah.
think.
Nah, nigga, you don't want
Oh,
your
So we
opinion.
gonna put, like-
okay.
Um.
You need some intermediary.
Yeah, I was like,
people?
do we do the Fresh Prince? Is he in
Okay,
there?
yeah, we got to put Fresh Prince on there.
Okay.
Put Barack on there.
Barack
Hey,
got
Barack got to go
swag though.
somewhere
That
on there.
boy. Woo! Lord, let
Hey,
me tell you something.
Barack is
That's what I'm
somewhere
trying to
on
see
there.
right
Hey, you
there.
met him
That
yet?
right there. Barack got it just.
Hey, you met Barack?
No, I've never met Barack. I went to see Michelle though.
You met
Yeah, I
Michelle,
went
right?
to see Michelle.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but and I seen Barack speak
Barack
before
got
in
to be
person.
like
I just
a
never got to like shake his hand or anything.
Barack got to be like a solid 5.
Hey, Barack is an 8. That fool is a don't sleep
Oh,
on
you think he
Barack.
an
Barack,
8?
he got swag.
Nah.
He's smart. That is my type right there.
Hey.
All right, so
Okay,
back
so
to
back
us.
to
Where
y'all.
we at?
I would put y'all probably in the middle, just because you have the balance. Like I would put myself in the middle because, like, I grew up in Richmond, for real, Richmond, like the core, like the core of Richmond. I grew up in. I've lived in multiple parts of Richmond. It's very small. It's only under 100,000 people, so everybody know each other. We all went to the same one school district, so it's whatever. But I still feel like I had a balance somehow because I was going to school and stuff. Like when I started going to school, like you get exposed to other worlds. And so you kind of get to see, you have your feet in both places. Some people just have their feet in one place. Like you don't know nothing. You don't believe anything else is going to happen out there. And that's your life. That become my sister. I mean, like my sister, I got cousins, family that all still kind of lived in our same neighborhood for like till last year. So, you know what I'm saying?
wow.
My sister, she just moved to, I think Antioch or Pittsburgh, one of those cities.
Man, I just want to say, man, if y'all tune into her podcast and listen to her first episode, it tells a lot about. That was one of the hardest podcasts that I heard when somebody break down themselves, scratching and surviving.
I had to
episode
call her.
1. I was like,
I called her, was like, nigga.
I've never even listened to
you
it.
took it
like who is you?
And that was a hard. I was.
It was like,
in.
what was it, like an hour and a half? It was like an hour and a half of straight just hitters. It was like Game of Thrones episode.
Oh my God.
I was in there tuned in like,
like this so hard.
She took us from living single as a teen to
I have some crazy stuff going
being
on.
a church mother. I was like,
and that's why
wow,
I'm like, can't nobody tell me God ain't real.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I have just seen it all, and I'm just amazed.
Speaking of which, happy belated Mother's Day. And bruh, have you looked at her IG? She had the best April I've ever seen anybody
It's my
have.
birthday month.
She's on vacation.
Man.
Yeah, her birthday.
Thank
Happy belated
you.
birthday.
She was.
Hey, did I tell you that already?
You might have
Tell you
on
happy birthday?
social media or something.
Okay. Cause you know what? You set up something in my email. I get something every year.
Oh, for real?
she said, dog, she said this
That's
up
like,
like,
let people know.
oh, 8.
And my birthday.
Like before I had kids.
That's
and
back in
still,
the AT&T days.
Every
The
birthday.
SBC
Every
Global.
birthday. Yeah. For real.
Every birthday you remember, just pop up.
But
I
where you was
turned
at?
40, April 14th. I am an Aries, coincidentally. And I went to Cancun. The week before my birthday, I went to Cancun. I had never been to Cancun for whatever reason. I just hadn't.
What? Man, Cancun
So that was
popping.
very good.
I was out there last year.
I was on the beach every day.
What you do? What excursions you do?
On that trip, I did not do any excursions. I literally went just so I could lay on the beach every single day and do nothing. Yeah.
Be a beach bum.
Because I wanted to just kind of clear my mind. And
you know what? The older I get, like before I couldn't understand like how could somebody go on vacation and read a book on the beach. That was so whack to me. But the older I get, I'll be like, man, I get it. You just want some just no kids around, chill, be drunk, and just sip something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't like being around other people's kids when I don't have my kids. So I do not like being at the pool and these little kids be running and jumping. I'm like, Go away. Like, why are you here?
Man, I feel you.
I
I'm
don't.
so
I don't like being
horrible.
at the pool because it's an ocean right there. Like if I want to get in the water, I'd rather
I do
get
both.
in
It depends.
the ocean than the pool.
Sometimes you
Hey,
just don't want all that sand in your feet.
what resort was you at?
I was at the Marriott,
Oh, okay.
um, which is not all inclusive, so you got to pay for that every little
The one,
thing.
Mm.
man, I
But
don't
it was
even know
cool.
the one we went to was all inclusive. It was so hard, man. I was like one of the dopest ones I've been to. I
In
gotta get the
Cancun?
name. Yeah, when we went for a wedding.
Yeah, I gotta go. It's been 2 years. I gotta go. I gotta like I paid $110 for one of them little
Resort joints.
yeah, one
A
of them you just
timeshare or
gotta
something?
yep, you just gotta sit and watch the presentation.
Yeah.
So I
90
Hey, I'm
need
good.
to
minutes of your
Hey, I'm
life.
good. Tiff hate doing those. I be
man,
like, Tiff, they gonna give us $300 for an hour and a half. Like, let's go.
man.
She be like, I don't want to do it. You ask too many questions. I'll be like, just in case we might get one in the future, I want to know what's popping.
I feel like I don't even want to waste my
Hey,
time. That feels
you
like
are
torture to
one of
me.
those.
I'm with it. Like, you give me 300.
Look, I don't
Let's
mind.
go.
Like you gonna give me a free vacation, you know what I'm saying, and you gonna give me my $110 back. And then what got me was they was like, and once you do it, we'll give you a 7-day
Come on
cruise.
now.
I was like, oh well, yeah, I'm on it.
Let's
Like
go.
I want the whole.
Aren't you guys going on a
shebang.
cruise?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, we trying to get
We,
ready.
we going in a month.
Oh, what does the
We fin-
get ready mean? Like, get
we
beach
just
ready
staying
or
off.
what?
Yeah, we staying off of
Man, I'm trying to get my
carbs,
money ready.
alcohol.
Forget.
Why do people do that?
beach
Why do
ready.
we like try to lose weight for trips and then we gonna go
Cause
on
you
the
want to
trip
look good
and
in them
eat and drink
pictures.
the whole time?
Nah, you want to look good in them pictures. Like when you go there, you be like, look at me at.
That's the
37.
blessing of being me.
I don't
Like
care no
I'm gonna
more.
look like me, regardless if I put a month in like I'm gonna be the same.
That's why I
Man,
like when I get somebody when I'm at the weight I'm at right now. I'm like, you see what you getting right now? This is all it is.
This me at 40.
Yep.
But
So if I
you
lose
ain't
weight, then
even.
it's just like a bonus. You know what I'm saying? But you,
Yeah, but you're not even all that right now.
I mean, but I have a good body structure. Like I'm not bad built, so like when I gain weight, it don't be like gross. It
Yeah,
just
you
goes
straight.
in the right
Yeah,
places,
she's
but it's
straight.
still a limit to it now. Don't get it twisted. You can't be out here.
Nah, you good. You
But
straight.
Yeah, I seen her in the red dress. I said, "Ooh,
look,
I seen her in the
oh, that was at the what you call it, the award.
beach. I had to close my eyes. I said, oh,
Boy,
snap.
bye,
I had to wonder.
nephew.
I can't do that with my dude. I said, oh, let me flick, swipe,
Oh,
let me swipe out this pic
swipe off this
quick."
picture. I don't want to go there. Hey, but recently, Bun B got his house robbed. Y'all heard about that?
I did not hear about that.
Man, Bun B got his house robbed. Somebody ran up in his house. Well, dude was going house to house trying to break in and steal cars. Coincidentally, ended up at Bun B house. Bun B came through with his gun, popped dude in the shoulder. 19-year-old dude tried to take his head off. Put bullet holes all up in his car and everything.
Really?
So he did not die.
He didn't die. He just got him in the shoulder real good.
Did they catch him?
They caught the dude.
Yeah, they caught the dude. Yeah, he wasn't going nowhere
That's
after
like,
that.
everybody in Texas got a gun. You know that.
Yeah, he was scared as hell. But that brought me to believe, like, man, I'm getting a gun.
I thought I would never get a gun, but I've
got
been
one?
bit by the Texas bug.
What you got?
I have a 9mm.
How much that cost? I'm so now we talking. Now you talking to a square.
Look,
When it
9mm. Now I'm talking. Okay, so let's see, and it's not hard. I mean, I went and took classes. Obviously, I'm licensed to carry. So
Right.
here you can have a weapon.
You can open carry.
conceal.
Yeah, so open. If you
got
have
all
a
that?
license, you can be open. If you don't, you
got that?
can't. You can have it in your car, but you can't have it like walking around. I do have that.
Man.
So I had to take classes
some
like to
people-
learn, obviously how to shoot.
I thought you could walk around with them.
You can.
I thought I didn't seen some
Not if
folks.
you don't have a license though.
Oh, okay.
Man, I've been in Texas just sitting down, man. Dudes, everybody strapped with a gun just
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
face, regular
Because
niggas.
you can shoot people when
Hey,
they
how
come
much-
in your house.
How much that 9 hit for though?
It was a while ago. Let me think. I want
One of my favorite movies.
I don't know.
I think it's
Five
Hell
something,
Over
probably.
High Water or something.
5 something?
I think it was probably 5 something. That feels right.
Yeah, I'm about to give you one, man.
And it's cute
I
too.
got-
It's
man,
like Tiffany blue kind of color.
It's pink. Oh, blue.
Like that,
Oh,
kind of
that's
like a
hard,
Tiffany blue. It's cute.
man. Like I said, I've been watching this Ring. You got the Ring doorbell?
No, but I saw that you guys have it. I want it so bad. I've been wanting it, but I'm waiting for it to go
Man,
on
I
sale.
got that Ring. It's a thing called the neighborhood where they show everything that's going around, like people that have the Ring in your network, like within that five to
I don't
ten
like
mile
that.
radius.
Mm-mm.
It be going down. And you post what's
I
going
don't
on,
like it.
like like a neighborhood watch.
I don't want
So I
people
be
knowing what's
seeing
going
all
on in
this.
my
I'm like,
house, but me.
Yeah, I don't
no,
watch it.
I'm just saying though, like when people like, yo, my car got broken into.
Oh
Just
yeah,
want
I
to let
have
y'all
that
know,
app.
watch out for
We
these
have
people.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they saying.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
or
Yeah, I don't.
somebody came up to my house and stole my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Do anybody know this person? Like, they just put out stuff like that.
I don't watch it, and I left both my back windows down one day,
My house was
and my daughter
exposed
was
last
like,
night.
"You tripping?"
I don't
I
play
left
that,
my
man.
garage door
That's what
open
I'm
last
saying.
night
I'm
all
strapped.
night, and that door it was locked though. I do lock my inside door at least, but I don't like it because we have a lot of rabbits. And one time a rabbit got in my garage. It was the worst experience ever.
That's target practice.
I didn't know it was in there, right? So it had gotten in my garage. I had closed it. We in the house, everything. I'm in my room. My room is right at the wall of the garage, and I'm hearing all this, rustling going on. I was like, oh my God, there's a rat in here. Like, I just immediately went rat, in my mind. Like, oh my God, it's a mouse. A rat. It just sounded so big, It was making me so scared. So when I opened the garage that morning, it was stuff had fell down. I was like, oh hell no, this is a big this is a
You
big
had Black Bunny in
animal.
there.
Find out, call my little pest control guy. He comes and it's a rabbit under my little shelving unit just looking.
Man, you paid $150.
I didn't pay 150. I had him. He on retainer, so he gotta come when I.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Because out here you gotta
Hey,
have a pest control guy. Cause this bugs.
man, I just found out I gotta get one. Hey, what's going on with scratching and surviving? You took a break, right?
Scratching it. Yeah, I just actually, dang, I'm gonna have to come back on here and tell you about some other stuff that I got going on. But it actually started expanding into some other things. So you know how like I consider what I put out so far like my first season, and that was like my learning curve, right? Like just to start something and learn as I go. And I think, obviously, like I like where it is, but I want to plan it a lot better. I feel like it was kind of taxing every week. I was trying to come up with something, and I'm by myself. Like you guys are cool because y'all got
it's
people
hard
to talk
do it by
to.
yourself.
You don't have
we
to
had
have
to do
no
it by
interviews.
ourselves.
Man, he didn't.
Yeah, like it's
he didn't
like
want to do it with me and him today. I'm like, hit the button. Like, what's up?
I did.
you should have. If you
I'm like, dog, hit the
if you
button.
saw
He
the
like,
text that he sent me, you'll see why I'm up right now because it was like a cry for help.
I'm like,
I was
dog,
like-
I'm like, hit the button, man. Let's go. I'm already.
I
Like,
ain't even gonna lie.
I gotta check on something real quick. I'm like, nigga, like, what?
Hey,
was
I
like,
was trying. I
oh my
was.
God.
Hey, once I was like, nah, bro, we can't do this. But we
He
was.
put an SOS out.
Yeah, I was like, I need Jesus right now. Like, I need a bailout.
Hey,
And I knew we was
Oh
gonna
my
talk
God.
about that case. I was like, we can't be two dudes talking about this case.
I know.
Like,
Then y'all will be in the same boat as those 25.
exactly.
Talking about what a woman needs to do with her body. And I'll be typing in on the Instagram like, y'all out of line. I'm always commenting on y'all stuff.
But I'm with it. The women get them joints.
You know what? Don't say it like that.
Bruh, please don't say it.
What?
Get them joints. No, you can't
That's
just
not-
say it like
That's
that.
not. That's not.
Get an abortion. That sound better.
No,
No.
bruh. Just
Hey,
drop it, bro.
suck it out.
That's just not.
Get that sucked out. Like, what y'all want me to say? I
God.
said the proper way, get an abortion. Y'all like, nah.
He's getting worse and worse every time.
He's getting worse and worse, and I feel bad about laughing because it's somebody that's gonna be like, it's
like
not
we're condoning
funny.
it, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm saying.
I'm gonna stop now.
Don't get that baby sucked out.
Oh,
But what
No.
were you trying to bring? I seen you on a couple of panels and all that junk.
that podcast has really led to that,
For real?
Because I'm
You
kind
like
of
the
in
networking
that.
queen.
I'm a networking
man,
fool.
bro.
God, dog.
But I'm in that
queen.
tech space. I'm in that startup community. I left my corporate job. Well, they left me and I left them in December. So I've been an entrepreneur for the last 5 months.
Oh,
And
for real? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so
How is
the
that going?
podcast actually has helped me build my brand kind of, just over these last couple months, of people who are like, "Oh, you interview people, you're comfortable with a microphone. Would you like to moderate this panel?" Sure. A lot of people don't like to public speak.
Yeah.
So to just be able to get up in front of people and say anything is a great advantage. So I've had a bunch of times where people are like, "Oh, you want to moderate this or speak on this topic?" So I'm learning how to build the honestly the podcast in a way that actually helps me build my business at the same time. So I just kind of restructured it for a little bit, but it'll be back probably in the middle of June. I actually have a studio I'm gonna start working with now.
Is the studio in Dallas? I only asked because I was having a conversation with a lady today and I was asking some questions and she was like, "Yeah, like we have an owner in Dallas that's getting ready to open up a podcast studio in his spot." And I immediately was like, "God damn, Aries, like that's her over there doing her thing. She got the white people
Listen,
happy."
you silly. I love everyone. So, and honestly, you know what? My cause, I'm very clear with people about my initiatives about like representing the underrepresented community, which is, Black women first and foremost. Um, and then, others that obviously are kind of feeling the residual. I just feel like we have a different type of struggle out here. So I always make that known, whoever I'm dealing with, but I'm about bridging gaps because I feel like we can't just be out here doing this on our own, fighting for this stuff. So, in the tech space, it's a male dominated industry, anyways.
Right.
And so when you walk in as a woman, when I walk into an office, I know I'm going to be one of the only ones there. But if the other ones that are there who are not Black, we're not able to kind of come together to help each other, then everybody's isolated. And then Black women don't feel welcome in the corporate space. We leave, we start our own businesses. That's what's happening right now. So it's like, I want to bridge the gap, meaning educate, non-Blacks about what's going on our side and educate us on how to kind of navigate those really political kind of landscapes in these corporate environments that we aren't really familiar with. So that's just my way of using my skills and my experience to kind of bring everybody together.
I'm still tripping off 5 months. You've been doing your own thing.
Man.
I am too, because Lord knows
Man,
the bank account don't look the way it used to.
Man, I was just telling him, like, man, I want to get into a different career, dude.
What do you want to do?
Not what I'm doing. Like, I just don't.
If you could do what you wanted to do, what would that look like? Don't think about how. Just what would it be like? If you're like, you know what, Brandon, you got $5 million. You can leave your job right now, and whatever you want to do, we're gonna focus on and build that. What would it be?
It would probably be like a mentor to kids.
Okay, I like that.
Like, if I had free time to just chill and kick it, it'd probably be dedicated towards that. Some more on what the doc doing, but that full time. Like, if I could do something without getting paid, it'd be that.
I was telling him earlier, I was just like, he got so many skills from his job. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you just need to be able to sit down with somebody and map out all of your skills that you've gained over the years, because I think he may not want to work in the same industry, but those skills he has are transferable. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the way what you was just saying as it relates to the podcast. Like, I don't think he even realizes that us doing this podcast has expanded his skill set.
Definitely.
That if marketed the right way in a resume or whatever the case may, interview or whatever, like it's a lot of job opportunities out there for him.
Man, I also be thinking, like, ain't nothing paying like this though.
But what, you can't worry about the money, right? In the beginning, you can't worry about the money.
How could you not when you got a mortgage, you got kids?
I got a mortgage, I got kids.
You got
And she by herself.
And
Yeah.
I ain't got no
I mean,
husband.
I
Lord
mean, like
Jesus.
that's why I'm saying. That's
If
why
I
I'm like,
had
I
a husband,
salute you.
I'd be out here really killing the game. Because
Like
I'd be
for the
like,
But
fact,
she
woo.
got a
that's what
senior level executive in the back
We're not
pocket.
married. So be quiet. Um,
hey, but I'm just saying. That's
I
why I
still
say
got to
Speaking
come up
those
with that
I,
things
mortgage payment.
into existence.
I salute you for
But
being
let
on
me,
your
you
own
want to
for
know how
5 months.
you want to know how I was able to do this though? Other,
How?
obviously,
Give me some keys,
obviously God
some
first.
golden
Let's just put
nuggets.
that there. But here's the golden nuggets, the practical action steps. So it was a gradual process. The first process was I was making very good money, six
Mm.
figures for a long time. I have an MBA. I got the education. I can command a certain type of income just on GP, just keeping it 100. So education obviously is going to open some doors, and that could come in the form of certification, whatever it is. But the reason I'm able to negotiate and do all that stuff is because I can look you in your eyeballs like, what's up? Like, look at this paperwork though. You know, like when you got that paper, can't nobody say nothing to you.
Mm.
So that already sets you up kind of in a positive, situation. But I started looking at my finances, and I was like, I'm making a six-figure income, but I don't have no money. What's going on here? Well, I'm not
Mm.
really stacking, the way that I need to. I need to stack. Like I'm like, I'm not stacking. I'm making way more money than I had ever made. And what I realized was I was wasting my money. Like I was just out kicking it, paying for brunches and lunches and dinners and just out and
Living the life.
eating food like I ain't got no home training, like I ain't never ate no syrup sandwiches. I'm just out here like, oh, we done. Oh, that's old. We throwing that away. Like it wasn't no big deal. So I just started monitoring my finances. I got concerned about it. I took a course, the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace
Hey,
University.
hey, we me and the doc read that money motivate.
Totally
What is
Money
it?
Makeover.
Totally money
makeover.
makeover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, same
we
concept,
on that
baby
hype right
steps,
now.
right? Baby steps. So I went through that, and that was like a 9-week class. And I just kept on activating all those principles, over time and getting myself out of debt, looking at every single bill, everything that I was paying for. I don't need that no more. Got rid of cable, got rid of all this, like, just unnecessary stuff, and tried to increase my margin because I felt like the margin wasn't wide enough as far as money to bill ratio. um, I refinanced my home. I paid off my car, no debt, but student loans because that was just like, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that paper. So I'm still paying for that. But as of right now, it's basically like my house and my student loans. That's it. So my bills are low. I don't need a whole bunch of money to really make it like that anymore. I used to have a $600 car note.
You know what's
You
crazy,
know,
man? I got I'm in that situation that you're in right now. Like I said, with my job, it ain't that I don't like my job. It's just where I work at, they always laying off. It's always like
yep.
every quarter is
Right.
like, yo, it could be, oh, you made it. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, man, I'm tired of that. It ain't that I'm tired of my job. I'm tired of the threats.
Yo yo.
Yeah,
Yep.
the threats that come with it. So I'm like, with my job, I mean, with my bills and everything, like I'm down to like just
That's a
mortgage
blessing.
and mortgage and my student loans.
That's a blessing. That's a good
So
place to
Yeah,
be.
that is a blessing.
yeah, and my car be paid off by the end of this year, the Challenger. So
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
yeah, so I mean that's
And my
that's
student loans just reduced to $80 a month. So I'm
how you get that.
right.
Got
It's
to
all
keep on
about
modifying.
it's all about the I do the income driven repayment plan.
All right,
And Albert.
yeah, we gotta speak on this off air,
Yeah.
but it's just still, man, like once you like you said, it's just the lifestyle that you live. Once you get used to your lifestyle, you don't want to let that go.
And it's a process. It starts mentally first, though, because I think even before I started looking at my finances, there was a point where I just kind of got irritated with all my stuff. I was
Mm.
like, I don't feel like it's too much stuff. Like I'm feeling cluttery. I'm feeling like I want to minimize. I'm reading stuff on how to be a minimalist, and what if I only had such and such amount of clothes and I'm only going to buy basics? And like, I went through this whole kind of phase. And then you start realizing about materialism. Like, you know, I don't need no red bottoms. I mean, I have one pair that I bought a long time ago, but I don't need that. I'm not big on all that kind of stuff.
I'm
Like
damn near like that
handbags
now.
and
Like
stuff.
when it kind of like
I don't care.
hey, people be shocked when they see like my house or something like that, because like I don't care about, you know, clothes, haircuts, and like I'm just a weirdo like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see like what I have, it's just like, damn, nigga, what you do? You know what I'm saying? But
that's how people that got money, that's how they live. Like how you live, just like that.
yeah, but it ain't necessarily for me though. It's more like my family. Like I don't want to change their lifestyle. Even though if it did change, I don't think that they'd be highly affected.
Our kids are bougie though. They, you know, they don't have to live the same life we
like
live.
think about when I sold my house and moved to the hood for like a year and a half, like they was good with it. They was like, look, we got an Xbox, we straight.
Because kids don't really know how poor they are if you're poor. Like, I didn't know we was this poor as we were when we were there. Because that's just regular life.
Yeah, if you got good parents, you don't know how poor you is. If you got bad parents, you know exactly how poor you is.
You got McDonald's money?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? I had to stop saying that to my kids because they start putting me on blast. Dad, we ain't got money for this, huh? I'm like, nigga.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I got money for McDonald's. Oh, you always say you ain't got money. I was like, I had to change the whole narrative on that. I was like,
His kids are getting smart too. Because LJ,
no.
He's like, do you have $200,000? They always want to know how much money I got. No, they just want to know how much. It's like he wants to know really how much money I have access to. So he can kind of just.
So then he can determine like,
mind,
okay, you got 200,000. I'm asking you for a game for $59.
Yeah, he said. I mean, if you got 200,000 and I asked you for something that costs $13, like that's not a lot of money.
Like, you should be able to handle
that. I said, first of all, it's not your money, so it don't matter. You could get your own $13.
No, I was gonna ask a question, but then I thought about it.
It wasn't a good question.
What you gonna ask?
It wasn't a good question.
Then why you even bring it up? Now I want to know.
I know, me too. Now, what was it? Go ahead. It won't be the.
Have you ever wanted somebody to break up, but then you look on their Instagram one day and you realize she pregnant?
Oh,
and all of a sudden you feel bad for wanting them to break up. That's why I said never mind.
Lord.
I try to get out of asking. I try to get out of asking the question. You forced me into it. You forced me into a bad question.
I think I know what you're talking about too. But no, I never. To answer your question, it never ran through my mind.
Oh my gosh. Man. Where's Tiff at? She out there playing the weddings and
she
stuff?
out there for the whole. She done left me with all these kids.
She big time.
If you see my house right now, you'd be like, she's not here, because it's kind of messed up.
Tiff is big time.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring her out here to do LJ's birthday.
Man,
but I don't know if I can afford her. I'm an entrepreneur. I ain't got no money.
Man, hey, you get shit, show love. You better holler at her. You like, look, I'll get you on the ticket and some food. She's like, you my girl, okay.
Look, I'm gonna put him a party together like I do these professional events and get some sponsors and stuff.
Get it in.
I need some sponsorships.
All right, man. You gave us a solid hour, and I know it is 1 in the morning there.
Ooh, savage.
Yeah, so. Nah, I appreciate the love. Like this was.
I'm glad you guys.
This is well overdue.
Man, we threw the bat signal out.
Hey, if she showed up,
I know I gotta come back again when she's out. You know, you should have saw. He put the bat signal out for real.
Man,
like, I need you.
What is that saying about me?
Like, okay.
You know
Let me.
It ain't you, bro. We did 2 dudes, no chick before, and
episode.
No, we ended up at.
Did y'all get in trouble for that episode?
Hella girls. That's the most comments that we got.
I think I wanted to fight y'all that day.
Right.
That's the most like comments we got on the episode.
We
ever.
got in trouble. People telling us don't ever do this without a woman again.
Yeah, I'm like, God, dog.
And then he want to do it again.
I'm like, why not?
But he just don't want to do it again. He want to do it again on the day he want to talk about abortion. Like, nah, bruh. We about to get hung out here.
You can't be doing that. You cannot fool with that.
But nah.
Did anybody buy Uber stock though?
Uber stock.
Talk about it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Did y'all buy any?
No
you
stock.
did?
I don't mess with. I only use Lyft. But what happened with Uber?
You bought some Uber stock?
They just did their. I did not. But did you hear what happened with Beyonce?
No.
And the Uber, so they just had their IPO or whatever, where they, all these predictions on how much it was gonna be, and I guess it was below what the predictions were. So people were kind of clowning folks at first, but basically that stock like turned into a whole bunch of money. So they were Beyonce did a event for them, and they were gonna pay her $6 million. And she told them to pay her in equity instead in Uber stock. So it's now valued at like $300 million.
Oh, serious?
Just because Beyonce?
That's $6 million. That $6 million that she had them pay her in equity, company equity. The stock.
Did she do that a long time ago?
When that IPO, yeah, like in probably like 2015, but I hope it ain't that. But yeah, so they had put that in the news yesterday. I was like, B, that's when she was like, pay me in equity on that song. That's how they've been doing. I think Jay-Z also had some stock in it too, so he won.
Man, I got a cousin that that was getting paid by Vizio, and he was telling me about that. He was like, there was nothing back then. He was like, they hit me up with some bread, and I was like, just pay me in stock. I was like,
it's risky,
because
you
gotta.
Like,
I got the bread, so I didn't.
They're
have
the
riskiest.
Lose. Yeah, because they, a startup, all they have is equity to give you. They don't have anything. It's not valued at anything. It's not a public, company. But if you hold on, that's actually how these companies are able to buy, like all these tech companies and stuff. It's usually a company that like I'm a founder. I raise a bunch of money. I start me a little tech company. I sell it. That money, that I make on that is how I'm able to invest in other companies. Now I'm a venture capitalist, right? So I'm up in here putting stock, getting equity and paying to get stock from other companies so that when they pop off, that's how you just building your wealth over time. So that's the new kind of thing that people are doing now. You want to make really be wealthy, making money moves.
You said a lot.
That was just a little nugget drop for you.
Man, you're going to have me listen to this and then do some research because all that went over my head.
What a good, go on Instagram. A good website to go to is going to be, Instagram page is two brothers. Dang it. I'll text it to you. When I find it on Instagram, I'll send it to you. But they have a little page, and they just kind of educate you on stuff like that.
Hey, give people your Instagram and your site again.
My podcast page is Scratch Survive. Is that my page?
I don't know.
It's Scratching and Surviving. I'm playing on Twitter a little bit more often now, at Scratch Survive. And I do have a website, scratchingandsurviving.com.
Man, a little 700 followers, soldiers. Man, we close to 1,000. Man, we cannot get over that hump.
I need one more follower.
No, I'm talking not a follower. I'm talking about just now. What I'm saying, our downloads a month. We trying to get there.
Oh, good.
Man, we trying to get to that good Thou
Wow. I haven't
Wow.
been checking that stuff.
But
Bow Wow.
I said Thou Wow, the 1,000.
Oh, Thou Wow.
I thought he said Bow Wow too. I'm about to say, man.
I was like, y'all trying to get Bow Wow? Yeah,
that good Thou Wow. We gotta get over this hump.
So y'all got what, 600 something a month?
We're doing 700 something.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Are y'all counting Spotify too? You counting everything?
Is you?
Spotify, they calculate those a little different.
No, I'm not counting everything.
Okay.
What you just?
So y'all might be there.
What you just counting? iTunes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Like I said, man, we just trying to get
That's good.
our game up, man. And so our people that listen to us, man, it's a good podcast to listen to. Listen to her old one. She coming back to Network Queen in the building.
Real soon. Thanks for having me, guys.
I appreciate you coming through.
Go get some sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep.
I am. Good night.
Holla.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Download us. Tell 10 friends. Rate us 5 stars. Listen to my homegirl podcast, Scratching and Surviving. 2 dudes and a chick, and we out. Peace.